it's your girl Willie. Hey, what's up? Hello. Today I had to come on and make a video about this trailer, Mixed Dish. So Mixed Dish is just supposed to be a spin-off from the show Blackish, starring where Bo, the mother, is exploring her childhood, growing up in a cult, and then coming into society and like finding her place as a biracial woman. I'm all for it. My issue doesn't really lie with biracial people being able to tell their stories. I actually think that it's necessary for biracial people to tell their stories so that it's not always intermingled amongst like black people's stories. And when I say black, I mean two black parents. Some people find this to be divisive because they say that mixed people are black. But I feel as though this show is sort of leading us into this conversation where it's like, no, you're mixed. You're not black. And it's not to say, excuse me, it's not to say that they're not racial, I mean they're not ethnically black, but racially they are two different races. They are biracial. And I think that this is a conversation we as a black community needs to explore deeper into, because the one drop rule for blackness is outdated. We are not still abiding by that. And we also have to have this conversation about the space that biracial people take up within the black community. And I understand this happens because the other race usually don't accept them as one of them, and so black people are like, well, they're gonna see you as black, so you're one of us. But that is playing a hand in our erasure, specifically black women's erasure. As long, it could be a racially ambiguous woman and they're like, oh yeah, she's a black woman, but she's clearly does not have, she's ambiguous. She clearly does not have definite black features, right? And this conversation can be tricky because we are like stepping into the whole phenotype conversation, because there is Logic and then there's J. Cole. J. Cole who looks more like a nigga, and Logic who's white passing, right? Whole thing I hate it because it just boils down to race does not exist. It's a social construct, but yet we live inside of it. So back to Mixed Dish. I'm all for biracial people having their own space to tell their stories. What I think is dangerous though, that the show, that I've seen so far from the show within the trailer, is the portrayal of dark-skinned black people. Because oftentimes we are portrayed as the antagonists, the bullies. In the commercial, a dark-skinned black boy goes up to young Bo and she's like, oh, what are you mixed with? And that right there, I don't know which world this is where a black boy is sort of not intrigued by the racially ambiguous light-skinned girl, and his approach is more so of like, ugh, like where does that exist? I've never come across it a day in my life. Usually they the ones sweating them. Being quite honest, like our brothers are a lot color struck. For them to have a table of like dark-skinned children laughing at them, I don't think that in the year 2019 it is safe to portray dark-skinned children in that light, where mixed race children are seen as the victim, especially in a society that caters to lighter skinned people, from the prison system, laws, jobs, the dating ring, all of that. Colorism is a very much so an active part not only of our community but the world at large. people always say, oh well, white people see us all the same, we're all niggas, and it's like, no, there's actual documentation that the darker skinned people get harsher crimes than a lighter skinned person, right? So I don't like that we're continuously perpetuating this lie that, well, they all look at us the same, because from the time of slavery, no, they didn't. Light-skinned people was inside and dark-skinned people were outside. We have not always been looked at the same. And I think it's very disingenuous, and it's dangerous, because dark-skinned children are more so targeted as being violent. So to put us into this position on television where we are the bullies to the light-skinned children, not in the year 2019. This isn't what we're doing. We can't perpetuate that sort of violence against dark-skinned children. I'm going to give Mixed Dish the benefit of the doubt because it has not come out yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to be reviewing it because, nah. It doesn't really seem like my cup of tea. But I will give it a fair shot if they are actually going to address the colorism. If they're going to have genuine conversations, like Tika Sumpter is playing her mother, a beautiful, gorgeous dark-skinned lady. If she and let's say Young Bo are having a conversation about colorism, like, okay, dark skin, light skin, where did it stem from? Like, if those are conversations they're going to engage in, then sure. But if this entire show is going to be the biracial plight against bully black children, no. That's not it. That's not what we're going to do. But that's my immediate thought on the show. I got my eyes on them. Like, what are you guys trying to do with this? I don't know if it's all part of the marketing scheme to get people riled up, like, oh my gosh, get the angry black people going, just to like get the show talked about, perhaps, because they love using our anger for marketing, and we do play into it. I'm trying to like step back because it ain't good for my heart to constantly be in a state of rage, right? So those are my immediate thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. Do you got one eye on this show? You think like, cause they gonna try to play some funny shit? Let me know. Let's talk about it. I'll check you guys out later.